I opened up more in the third, fourth.
Yeah.
More मतलब I opened up, but तब तक वो main episode में कुछ दिखाते नहीं थे. Everything was on the live feed, unfortunately. See, there was this one time where because of what Pratik did, all of us were nominated.
Yeah.
So there was a general like dislike for him because everyone was like, he's wrong. Shamita is fair, dignified, really classy yet sassy. Afsana is good question. I just felt like we've never really sat and spoke, which I clarified between the two because Karan also told me to clarify it.
Yeah.
That's where it began. Because after that, I was just like, oh, like I teased Karan. I was like, oh, why suddenly Teja wants to talk to you? And I started with that. Where Karan was like, matlab, she's cute. Pratik, I can't wait to see him. And he's literally like heart of gold and literally determination of an iron rod.
So today I have with me the very talented and the very loved contestant of Bigg Boss 15 who's recently been evicted, Akasa Singh. Welcome, Akasa. How are you doing?
Hi, yeah. Doing as well as can be.
Okay then. How has it been? Ab to thoda समय हो गया है ever since you came out of the house. What do you think? How has the response been like?
It's been good. Honestly, I expected one part of it because I was very well aware that I think within the first week I was just like, I'm not, I'm sure it can be seen that I'm not myself or I'm a little lost. Little though is an understatement. So I was expecting it. I was like, bahar, I think I spoke to someone about it later. I was like, bahar, literally वो लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि क्या हो गया आकाशा को क्या हो गया है. So I expected that. But I think a couple of things I didn't expect is the fact that still people saw that, okay, no matter what I tried to be as real as possible. Tried matlab I was as real. It's just a part of my personality was a little like, I don't know, dabi hui.
Yeah.
So everybody saw and appreciated that, and I'm so grateful for that. And this friendship this really beautiful friendship that I shared came across so cutely, and I did not expect that. I was just like, okay, what are all these edits? That's
Yeah.
nice.
I see you reposting a lot of these edits, and you also posted what are these cute, what these emotional edits, something like that. With these 20 songs and all.
Yeah, in fact, if I'm being very honest, I don't want to spam. So out of like every time I go on, there are like 80 stories, and I'm just like, I feel so bad, but I'll repost one or two, and then I'll be like, guys, these are really, really cute, but like my parents also are reposting some. I'm like, "Aap kya kar rahe ho? What are you doing?" But they are also like they're very cute, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
it's nice, very sweet. I seeing it from the outside, is obviously it's a mixed feeling. It's
Yeah.
like on the one hand, I'm like, because I'm like, no, I'm not there,
Yeah.
and on the other, it's like, oh, I'm so glad it came across how it was.
Yeah.
And that was
Tell me a little about this friendship with Pratik. Of course, we are talking about your friendship with Pratik, जो कि किसने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था कि इतने अच्छे से, जैसे आपने भी बोला कि इवन यू डिड नॉट एक्सपेक्ट कि वो इतने इस तरह से लोगों से कनेक्ट करेगी. एंड सो मेनी पीपल आउट देयर, दे लव इट. And so many people have been trending on Twitter now कि we want Akasa back, and काश वो Wildcard की तरह चली जाए. They were so cute, Pratik and Akasa were so cute together and whatnot. What do you have to say about this bond, this friendship that you shared with Pratik?
To be very honest, one of the reasons I was so like pleasantly surprised was because on the inside, there was a lot of like, there was, since when we were jungle vasis,
Huh.
obviously there was this one time where, because of what Pratik did, all of us were nominated.
Yeah.
So there was a general like dislike for him, because everyone was like, this, he's wrong. And I think at that time I was just, the thing with me is I whatever, I am emotional, or I put relations above anything else in the world, whether it's a game or whatever. It's a drawback now. I realize in real life it's a strength.
Hmm.
But I did not care that every second day someone was warning me, someone came up with, this is how it began. Like, I generally vibed with him. When we had a conversation, we realized we have a lot in common. And believe it or not, we are very similar, even though we seem like opposites. Our basic core nature is similar.
Hmm.
At that time, being told every day that, sometimes being told that, be careful, what
Yeah.
if he's just using you for the game, or be careful, or you're seeming like tu galat dikh rahi hai by being friends with him.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with him as well, where he was like, are you brainwashed if people are trying to brainwash you? And this was the beginning. I was like, buddy, if you are using me, or if you are, it's on your conscience, it's on you. I want to be friends with you. And for me, where I'm so lost in this house, and I don't, I was very lost, and I was very like, I've never been in a place where people don't, it's not true heart. I really connected with him. And I think that's what, in that place, there was one person that I mean, I was very close to Karan as well, which
Yeah.
I'm sure people saw because I knew him from before. But with Pratik, it's like, there was this one person, I was like, he cares whether I'm here or not.
Hmm.
And he's got my back no matter what, the same way that I do. So I think it was just, that's what the friendship, that's why it was also so strong, because it was a very like against the world. It began like that over time. So यही बाहर कुछ और नजर आ रहा था. I'm glad. I think बाहर भी, there was a time where people started saying she's just hanging out with him to be seen. I was like, if I was doing that, then why was I not seen? Like, I was still, so, you know.
Well, it's great that you're aware of things and you're not giving excuses and whatever it is. आपने
Yeah.
Insta story पे भी, you also put up an Insta story where you were like ranting and you were like, इतनी आवाज अगर मेरी शो में निकल जाती तो क्या ये हो जाता.
Because immediately, I know. I think towards the third week, I did.
Yeah.
See, also, I, from the beginning, what I was with Pratik, you didn't see me like that in the house, because for me, unfortunately, that is my nature, that I do stick to a comfort zone.
हाँ.
What I have a problem, unless someone's listening, I don't believe in, like, I'm just like, तुम सुन ही नहीं रहे हो तो मैं क्यों बोलूं?
हाँ.
Don't, I need that care. I need you to care about me for me to give you all of myself. So that happened with Pratik. In the beginning, Pratik used to be like, इतनी overacting क्यों कर रही है? And I was like, ऐसी ही हूँ मैं. बस वहां नहीं होती हूँ. And he was just like, why are people? Then why are you not? Why are you not being like this? And I was just, I don't know. I don't know what happened to me in there, but I think I opened up more in the third, fourth.
Yeah.
More, matlab, I not opened up, but तब तक वो main episode में कुछ दिखाते नहीं थे. Everything was on the live feed, unfortunately. So I still came across as someone who didn't speak, or which is it's so ridiculous, the thought. But yeah, I have to.
It is what it is, I guess. But you also shared on your Insta story about how you were a little hurt with Tejaswi, कि उन्होंने आपको nominate किया and बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें जो कि बाहर आकर के आपको पता चली. Tell me a little about that. Your relationship with her in the house and now that you are outside the house. क्या कुछ आपको पता चल रहा है? And what do you feel about the entire thing?
See, I don't think that, another thing that I'm sure the audiences also saw, no matter what happens, I can't just cut off with someone.
Yeah.
In the case of, no matter how much they hurt me, I believe in giving people second, third, fourth, 5,000 chances, unfortunately. With Teja, I think the timing was such that on the night of the eviction, I had a conversation with her where I was like, I really, because I did spend a lot of time with her. We went to the Mukhya Ghar together. And I genuinely thought that we had a bond. Now, I don't know if she didn't think so, or I don't know what it was, but I stood up for her at a lot of places, because a lot of times she came across as, because of the way she spoke sometimes,
Huh.
a lot of people would misunderstand her. So I would always, even behind her back, be like, nahi, nahi, she doesn't mean that. It's just the way she said it, but this is what she means. She means well.
Hmm.
So I felt like I always had her back, but a couple of times, and I told her, I clarified this. I was just like, you get angry and then you don't listen.
Hmm.
This one time, like, mummy kasam, and I took all these kasams, maine ye nahi kiya, and she didn't believe me, and I felt so. I know these things
Yeah.
matter. I felt so
Yeah.
bad. I was like, Tejasvi, it's me. And in a lot of fights, there I'm standing there looking at her and being like, it's me. So I think there was that, but it ended on me discussing with her. I was discussing something about Karan, but then I brought this topic in, saying, I really like you, and I respect you. But this is, she had asked me कि मुझे क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि why don't do this or whatever, and I told her that it's the way, this one way that you talk, that
Hmm.
maybe you can, this is what it is. I was giving her a perspective. I believe in giving perspectives. At that moment, I was like, I wish you told me this before.
Huh.
And I was like, she was like, I wish you. I was like, I'm telling you, I like you. I'll tell you when I feel like it. Now, I'm
Huh.
telling you that in the beginning, I was a little like confused with what our equation is, but now I'm telling you that I like you. And she was like, I wish I told you this before. Now, at that time, I didn't know she meant that,
Hmm.
she nominated. So
No.
definitely, it's not about hurt. Anybody would, even Nishant for that matter. I understand they did it for the game and everything, but it did, it did feel like there was someone else you could have nominated, who I've heard you say that, oh, is not doing much or is
Huh.
whatever.
Huh.
But it just took me a while to get over it. But then I'm fine now. It's not like I have any animosity with her.
Huh.
Once it comes out, I'm sure we'll hang out, because we did share a lot of drama. We
Huh.
have that thick bone in us. Mine was just a little subdued.
No worries. Tell me a little about your bond with Karan also, क्योंकि आपने उनके बारे में भी बात की, and you said that again, like you were unaware of certain things that happened behind your back, और बाहर आकर के आपने वो चीजें देखी. But irrespective of that, you have a very personal,
Yeah,
a special connection with him.
clarified. I, in fact, I thought that Bahar, from day one, Karan and I had a very, very strong friendship. A lot of people in the house were like, oh, you and Karan know each other since years, right? Which was not the case. We'd met like once outside.
Hmm.
But it's just that even in a house full of strangers, even when you know someone a little bit, and I told him this, I was just like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like very protective of you. And he felt very protective of me. So मैं उसको बोलती थी family vibes आती है. And I used to call him Nyanu, because
Yeah.
I think our relationship was, it was just, I don't know what you call it. It was just that person you can lean back on.
Huh.
You know, at least in the until I feel like he thought that, oh, now you spend all your time with Pratik or whatever. But we were still thick. We were very thick.
Hmm.
Um, we both used to be overthinkers, and I don't know. I just feel like he felt like he could come and share whatever he wanted with me, and I felt like that too. And it was this. He was comfort. Like, if both of us used to have this thing where if we were whatever, we'd just go to each other and either just hold each other and be like, and he'd just be like, hug time. We'd figure that okay, we are not okay, because I think similar to me, Karan took a while to adjust. He's just less, like, he's just less vocal. I don't know. Couldn't see it, but he also took some time in the beginning. He was just like, Bigg Boss के घर में हम, and I was like, yes, Karan. He's like, I was like, मम्मी से बात नहीं कर सकते, and he was just like, I know. And I used to be like, come here, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh. Tell me a little about this another thing which has been trending outside, और जिसमें आपका भी कुछ योगदान है, which is Tej Run, Tejaswi and Karan. They look very adorable together, and ever since the little liking and this started, people are very excited to see that. और आपको करण ने, मतलब you're the only one Karan spoke to, about this entire thing.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that? It's just very adorable how you used to tease them also, गाने वाने गा करके या छोटी मोटी चीजें करके. It was adorable. Tell me a little about that.
I think it was this, people. It felt really weird outside because a couple of times I heard it being said that वो Akasa सिर्फ ये दिखने के लिए again दिखने के लिए कोई किसी setting कराता है क्या? So stupid. I think Karan, because he was such a close friend, like because he's such a close friend, it was just that I from मैंने तो शुरुआत सिर्फ मस्ती में चिढ़ाने के लिए की थी, because everyone had started teasing me and Pratik, and I was like, you know what, like I'll also tease. So I used to tease him a lot. I've teased him with a lot of people. But what happened was Teja and Karan had a conversation. Teja had a conversation with me, saying suddenly, she was like, I feel like he's not talking to me or whatever. And I was like, "Kya ho gaya?" She's like, does he not like me, or does he have a problem? I was like, why are you saying that's not the case? It's just his nature. He's introverted. So she was like, he talks to everyone. I just felt like we've never really sat and spoke, which I clarified between the two because Karan also told me I clarified it.
Yeah.
That's where it began. Because after that, I was just like, oh, like I teased Karan. I was like, oh, why suddenly Teja wants to talk to you? And I started with that. Where Karan was like, matlab, she's cute. I was like, oh, is there like what is so that's where it began. And then Karan was more vocal to me about Teja was always like, mat kar, ban kar. She was more difficult. She was a very difficult client of mine in my business called MLB, Making Like a Boss. But yeah, I had a lot of fun just being like, I like setting up people, love stories, and even ईशान और मायशा का हैशटैग शुरुआत में मैंने ही दिया था. बढ़ावा उन्हें मैंने काफी suggestions और advice भी दी थी, but खैर never mind. So yeah, this Teja and Karan thing is cute. I don't know what's happening now. I don't know what the vibe is because I'm not in the house. But I don't know if Teja has started finally. Now that I'm not there, पता नहीं क्या ही होगा. मैंने
I know. But I hope it reaches a certain level क्योंकि अब आप तो है नहीं बीच में setting कराने के लिए. I mean, I hope कुछ तो अच्छा होना चाहिए इससे. But okay, कुछ I'm gonna let's do something fun now. I will name your fellow housemates, ex-fellow housemates, and if you can, sorry, if you can just think, like, say the first word that comes to your head. It can be an adjective or like whatever it is, or it can be a bond with them. Let's start with Umar.
Umru. Umru is a cutie.
He's a cutie. Okay. What do you have to say about? Yeah.
Side is, but he's a shaitan cutie. He's very like naughty, that 7-year-old naughty kid in a wedding who's just running around and just masti.
Oh God.
He's that shaitan cutie.
What is the description? But okay.
I was like, आप वो 7 साल का बच्चा नहीं होता cousin जो शादी में तंग कर रहा होता है सबको इधर उधर, and then he gets away with laughing because he's so cute when he laughs.
Okay. What do you have to say about Nishant?
Nishant is very, very, very entertaining and he very intelligent entertainment. Like he's it's his wisecracks and all. He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
I think he's a true entertainer in all senses and very sensible also.
Okay. What do you have to say about Vishal?
Vishal Bhai is also very entertaining. I think Vishal Bhai has a really good heart, but sometimes वो game में कहीं खो जाते हैं. He gets too lost in the game and too lost in playing, which sort of covers up his good heart.
Okay. Jay Bhanushali.
This बनते हैं angry young man, but very, very emotional as well. Jay and I had a few secret moments of breaking down, watching our photos, and I caught him. Like he was just he literally was having a moment, and I just did this. He was like, "How did you know?" I was like, "I do the same," and he was just like, and I was like, "Okay." So coconut, he's really like he has this stubborn nature and ziddi and angry and whatever, but he's very soft on the inside.
Rajiv.
Rajiv was full on drama. Uh,
Yeah.
he's adorable drama queen.
Okay, very fair. What about Afsana?
Afsana is good question.
Interesting pause.
I don't know. She's quite Afsana's funny.
Okay, इतना सोचने के बाद you you came up with funny.
Yeah, because like
Like you had
she's
a very weird kind of a relationship with her, no? I mean, like things were okay, and then she would just suddenly go behind your back, and अजीब कुछ अजीब चल रहा था. समझ सा नहीं आया क्या हुआ.
I maintained that. I've said it on record as well. I was very, very hurt by her on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
I That whole thing with her was one of the reasons why I could not understand what to do in the house, because I was like, अपना ही जिसको मैंने अपना मानती हूँ बार बार, and I did a lot for her. It's when someone who you consider your own sort of hurts you like that, you on multiple occasions, and then again, like I used to still go back, and because I genuinely cared about her. So after a while, I guess I just realized I was just like, she's being cordial, you be cordial, but stop getting your emotions involved there. It's not worth it.
What do you have to say about Shamita?
I love Shamita. She's like, I think there were a lot of times where I think she understood why I was not speaking or whatever, because we are similar in that sense.
Hmm.
Shamita is fair,
Hmm.
dignified,
Hmm.
really classy yet sassy.
Lovely. Okay. If you had to tell your top 3 contestants जो कि आप चाहते हैं कि top 3 में जाए, who would it be?
चाहते हैं या मुझे पता है जाएंगे? There's a
पता है
difference.
जाएंगे. चलो. Easy.
Confused between Nishant and Teja.
Top 4. You can say top 4 then.
I feel like Pratik, Karan, for sure. They both have a very strong game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nishant.
Nishant. Like the strong players are obviously Shamita, Jay, Vishal Bhai. Umar is very strong. But I feel like Jate Jate, Pratik, Karan, and Teja and Nishant.
Okay. Who do you think out of the contestants जो कि अभी बचे हैं घर में, who's the least deserving?
I am no one to say for. I no comments. I was saying that my definition of least deserving and the world's definition are very, very different. So I'll just say no comment.
You clearly have an answer, but you're refraining from taking the name.
Honestly, don't, because I was, this whole thing of me saying I was lost was also because I was like, is this what people are liking? Then what am I, what am I doing here? Like, why, what should I, not what should I do? I never questioned that, because I would never do something just for the heck of it. And I
Yeah.
was actually doing whatever I felt like it.
Hmm.
But I did have a lot of existential crisis where I was like, ये अच्छा लगता है लोगों को क्या? Like, ये चाहिए.
ये कौन है पर? Who is ये?
समझ जाइए.
Okay. ठीक है. Lastly, जैसे आपने सारे contestants के बारे में कुछ एक शब्द बोला या जो भी है, if you had to say something about Pratik lastly, because people loved the two of you, what do you have to say about Pratik?
Pratik, I can't wait to see him. And what do I say about Pratik? Pratik, some chappal stuff like Chontu and whatever I called him is coming to my head. But he's literally like heart of gold and literally determination of an iron rod.
Yeah, that's
Very beautiful person.
but this
And
was
so misunderstood. It's so frustrating
yeah,
how misunderstood he is.
he is. Yeah. That's what I mean. This was amazing that you connected with him the most, and I'm getting to speak to you. Pratik is again, I mean, personal opinion. I really like
Yeah.
him, and I really like his game a lot. And I'm glad, I loved the way the two of you were in the house, and I'm definitely going to miss seeing that. But I guess that this is what it is. A lot of people are also hoping that you go back as a wild card. So
I hope so too. I'll do a lot of things very differently.
nice. Okay. I think your fans will be really happy. अब नया trend शुरू होने वाला है. Just be ready for it and be ready for the spam. It's definitely gonna come your way now. But thank you so much, Akasa. I think that's all the time we had. This was so nice talking to you. It was a joy watching you inside the house. And I'm sad that we're doing this conversation so soon, but it is what it is. Thank you for connecting again, and wishing you all the very best for everything that you do in future.
Thank you, Shweta. Nice speaking with you.
Thank you. Same here. Bye.